Hi, this screencast is a quick overview of Newsela reports and how you can use the data from Newsela to group your students and personalize stuff in your classroom for ELA. So I'm just going to quickly go through things that are in your binder within Newsela. So I'm signed into my admin account right now, but I am using Bianca's account as an example, so hopefully that's okay, Bianca. It should look exactly the same in all of your accounts. Let me know if not. Basically so if you clicked on binder, it would get you to a page that looks like this. And basically there's three categories, and I'm just going to walk through them really quickly to show you what's in there and maybe make some suggestions on how to use that information. I'm still working to figure out which of these data points we're going to use as part of the leaderboard and in like reporting to school leaders, and which data points we want to ask you to use for grading. So that is forthcoming, but I quickly wanted to get this to you as soon as possible because it's been delayed already. So first of all, in the assignments tab, you'll see a list of all of the assignments that you have pushed out to your students and just some really quick basic metrics. So the average quiz score, how many of your students have completed the quiz, the average quiz level, so this is a grade level, which is different than the number that students see on their end, so that can be a little bit confusing, but I did send out the correlation table, which I can send out again or paste to this Teacher Tech Tools webpage as reference. You can see how many annotations were done by students, and then how many students have viewed it. So it looks like here more have viewed it than have completed the quiz, so at least they've started. So I'm going to come down to this bottom quiz that Bianca has because most of her students actually completed the quiz, and you can see that if you just click on any of these, it will expand and give you some more granular detail. So first thing I want to note here is that there are a few duplicates. So you might want to go through your binder and just find things like this. This student has 3 separate accounts. That might be a little bit messy when you're going through reports. So I can show you how to delete students, how to help them know which account is theirs, etc. So let me know if you need help with that. I think what happened here with Brian is that he took the quiz 3 separate times. So that's some interesting data. You'll see that when he took it on a 5th grade level, he did really well on the quiz. And when he took it on a 12th grade level, he didn't do as well. So that just shows that it is leveled, and it does make a difference what Lexile level they choose. As I've explained before, Newsela will start them on their grade level Lexile and then adjust. I would suggest that you just let Newsela do that unless you see an anomaly. Let students use the program as it adapts. Encourage them to not change the Lexile level. So you can see here that there's an opportunity to reset the quiz. So if you want a student to retake a quiz based on a low score, you can do that here. Also, you can click on any of these to see how that student did. So you'll click, and you can click over here on Let's Review for the quiz, and you can see which answer they chose, compare it to the correct answer, and that might be a good way to see where students are getting tripped up. Also, if the student had included any annotations, you'd be able to see them here and respond to them here. So another useful thing within the assignments tab is you can filter or sort by these different headings. So maybe you want to find all of the students that just totally bombed the quiz, group them together and have them redo it. Maybe you want to group together the students that got half of the questions right for the next quiz and see if they can move that up to 75 or 100%. You can also filter or sort by grade level. Maybe this is a good way to group students in retaking the quiz or in their next activity based on how they were sorted out as far as grade level. So you can do that with any of the assignments that you push out to your students. Next, I'm going to show you this classes tab. This is going to give you more averages. So it's not every individual assignment, it's on average how your student's doing. So you'll see an average quiz level, so that means the grade level that your students are reading on average, their average percentage, and then just how many quizzes have been taken. If you click on a specific student, then you can see some more granular data. So I'm going to click on Victor Castillo because he's taking quite a few quizzes, so we have a little bit more data. A lot of this is obviously not filled in with a ton of data yet in most of your accounts, all of your accounts. So this will start to be a lot more dynamic and useful just as students take more and more quizzes and read more and more articles, so you can look forward to that. So here you can see some more granular data about a specific student. You have a quiz level average, quiz average, and quizzes taken just like on the other page. But you'll notice, okay, Victor's reading at a 7.8 grade level, but he's not doing too well in his quizzes. You can hover over any of these dots, and you'll see how he scored 50 at level 9. He scored 25 at level 12. So these red dots are showing, 50% or less. And this can help you to realize he's reading at too high of a level. He needs to be encouraged to read at a lower Lexile level or not to adjust his Lexile level when he is on the program. This is kind of interesting that he did really well actually today at level 12, so that might be something that you want to investigate as well. So eventually there'll be tons of dots here, and it can kind of give you an idea. Are they red or green? Should I encourage the student to read at a lower level? Are they being pushed up correctly? Is the program sort of adjusting in a way that's beneficial for them? If you scroll down here, you can see individual information about each assignment, and just like on the other pages, you can filter according to any of these headings, and that might be helpful in sort of determining which assignments students did well or not so well on. Also, something super cool that I think I forgot to show you on the other page, so we'll go back there, but you can filter here by reading standards. So maybe you want to see how Victor's doing on text structure. He's at again, not a ton of data. He's only taken 2 quizzes. The grayed out are for other reading standards. But as more data comes in, this could be really useful to show you the grade level they're at for that reading standard and the score that they're getting. So you can go through any of these. This is an average when all are selected, but he hasn't taken any on that. But you can go through these and see how students are doing based on a specific reading standard, which is pretty cool. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Let's go back to your class averages. You can do the same thing here. So that's what I forgot to show you earlier. You can go by specific reading standard to see your averages. So maybe Bianca's class should work more on people, events, and ideas because they're reading at a lower level. They're getting only 50% on their quizzes, whereas maybe in a different category they're doing a little bit better. So again, we need more data to have it be more accurate, but that's a good way to filter down and see what your class really needs to work on. So last thing I want to show you is the student progress tab, which again, we need more data for it to be useful. In Bianca's class, and I think in all of your classes, it basically looks like this. All students need more data in order for this to work, but eventually once they have enough quizzes, students will be sorted into below grade level, almost on grade level, and on grade level. And it's just a really quick way to see how students are doing. Great way to group students. Maybe you compare this grouping or other groupings that I've showed you on Newsela with your NWA grouping or your groupings from other data, and kind of that can help us get to a really accurate idea or a more accurate idea of where students are at. So you can look forward to this being filled in the future. Also, FYI, you can click on any student's name there to pull up that individual data sheet. This shows that this student is reading on a 6th grade level, so she hasn't adjusted her reading level at all, and it looks like she's moving up. Her scores are getting higher. Now, if she, let's say she gets 3 or 4 more green dots, Newsela is going to bump her up to 7th grade reading level, and then we'll see reds turn to greens again, is the hope. So you can sort of explore and see what's happening with your different students this way. So forthcoming, what you're going to get next from me is some specifics about how to grade from Newsela, some sort of school-wide standards, and some specifics about which data points from Newsela we're going to be using for the leaderboard and to analyze as school leaders to help push student achievement up. But hopefully this helps a little bit to encourage you to explore these reports and to use them to group students, to compare with other groupings, to help students that are struggling. Comparing this level with the percentage is going to be really useful in helping students get right on the correct level for them. Again, I would encourage you to let Newsela do the work of sorting students out as far as reading level, and encourage your students to not play around with that unless there's an extenuating circumstance. So let me know if you have any questions. Hopefully this was helpful, and more to come. Have a good day.